college, all that. Yeah, let's get it.
Crossing over to talk about Bronny, obviously Bronny, he went down to the G League, developed his game, had his G League debut. Obviously, the numbers, I think they said tickets are normally $17. People was buying them and reselling them for like $200. Um, but yeah, Bronny's debut. He finished with 6 points, going two for nine from the field, 0 for 4 from three, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, in a total of 31 minutes, 2 steals, 1 block, 5 turnovers. Uh, what do y'all make of Bronny's G League performance? Do y'all see it possibly materializing into him developing and possibly us seeing some glimpses of him having a long-lasting career in the league? Do y'all think him being in the G League could help his game transfer him have a transferable game over into actually playing in the NBA? Um, yeah. What any perspective on his G League debut?
It was very average. And be honest with you, I didn't watch the entirety of the game. I'm not gonna waste my life watching a G League game. No disrespect to LeBron James' son. I think Bronny has a lot of talent. So I did watch highlights and spurts of him and what he did more so in the action. And I still think I think Bronny is one of those guys who should have stayed at least 2 years in college, maybe even a third, right? To just get that development and get that just basketball acumen underneath his belt as far as just getting the reps up going up against similar talent that's going to help mold and sharpen your skills before you get to that stage, right? So you don't have to drop down to the G League. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's a great feat to play with your son on the NBA court. LeBron got to experience and get his Ken Griffey Jr. moment for the NBA. Great look for the NBA. But outside of that, we knew Bronny was going to get demoted to the G League, after those. He went on that 5 game tour, getting the cameos, getting the pictures. So LeBron, when he dropped the greatest documentary in NBA history, because it's coming. You
Yeah.
know it's coming, right? So that's how that was. Just getting some extra video footage behind the scene, maybe, some playing footage of him and his son. Like, it's gonna look good for the documentary, bro. I'm telling you. So that's all it is. I think Bronny can become a promising 3-and-D player in the league. How it's looking, at best case scenario, he becomes a great value Drew Holiday in the league. But so shout out to him though.
I agree with what Sean Hart says. I feel like him going to the G League is the best thing to happen to him. It's kind of like a NBA boot camp to keep him away from LeBron. I think LeBron is like the worst thing the worst person he could be around. It's your father. There's the extra spotlight.
You're the
Like
second
being
person I
being
heard
who you
say
are.
that.
It is,
Yeah,
bro.
being
Anybody?
who you are, you
This
don't
nigga here with
need
his
no
dad.
extra attention on you. You need to be working on like the basics and learn how to work within the play calls and just being a regular NBA player. That's enough pressure alone. But you being underdeveloped already and being LeBron's son and playing next to him, that's just a lot. So if
I
you go to
don't
the G League, it gets a little more comfortability playing around other skilled players and just getting used to that vibe. I think that was the big mix up. It's like that big leap he took.
don't dunk on Bronny too hard. He's gonna tell his dad.
So I feel like to what you're saying, I feel like there's two sides to it, right? Some would say on one side, hey, you're learning from the best player in the NBA of all time. Why wouldn't you want to be under his tutelage, learning from your dad, so on and so forth? There's that side, but then there's the other side where you can say, hey, you're probably going to be in this league a lot longer without your dad than you're going to be in this league with them. So it's best that you start to adjust to the realism of him not being around you 24/7.
Is
Um,
that true?
Absolutely. Absolutely as well. That as well, but just more of just like it's just a lot of attention for an
uh,
undeveloped player who barely got any minutes in college.
I might be willing to take that bet. Or LeBron James still have pull even in retirement. Now, if you cut my son a little too early,
He gonna
Man
be
may
some
not have a job
executive.
next year.
He gonna be some executive for Cleveland or LA or Miami as soon as he
Nigga,
retires.
I would say I
my
was
son is gonna be on a team.
more. I would say more so Cleveland. I don't think he has a good relationship like with Miami. Um, maybe LA, LA or Cleveland, possibly.
I say,
Um,
I'm not gonna bury my son. My son's gonna bury me.
I'll tell you, you better hurry up because Cayenne is coming up quick, and he's actually a baller, and you know how that's gonna raise up as far as the attention gonna go.
um,
He's
question.
already here.
Oh, is that? I
Kai,
mean, it's actually in the NBA. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
yeah, I
I
got
just
you.
got a text in my $1,000 league with somebody saying, "Hey, you got a wide receiver available?" Ignore, brother. It's been close to the playoffs. No transitions, no transactions, nothing. Ain't got nothing for
oh,
you.
and talk with your kick it with your skate with your nothing, man.
None of it, man. It's love.
uh,
Honey.
still talking about Bronny. Since he's coming to the league, or even before, when you're trying to properly evaluate Bronny, yes, he's 55th overall, second round pick. Shouldn't be a lot of expectations or limit expectations on him. However, that's not fully the case considering who your father is, how great your father is, and us wanting to see if there's a glimpse of that in you, or if you will even like flirt with being half as great as your father, right? All of that said, is it possible to be a LeBron fan but not believe in Bronny's potential?
Of course.
Because I feel like people who root for Bron are naturally, instinctually going to root for Bronny. And I feel like people who are anti-LeBron or don't like LeBron tend to try to shun and talk down on Bronny. Uh, if you like Bron, you like Bronny. If you don't like Bron, you're not going to care for Bronny. But is there a fan base? Is there a world out there that exists where said fan could be the ultimate LeBron fan, but not necessarily have high hopes or belief in Bronny being in the NBA?
Easy. In
Oh,
the NBA, it's
who's
a
out
little
there
far.
believing in LeBron?
The
Sorry.
G League, he can stay in the G League, and yeah, we'll be just fine with that. Or be a hell of a role player when he transitions into whatever he transitions to. I don't see him being the key element to any team no time soon.
So who's out here believing in Bronny James? Like we were just rooted for the idea of him playing with his dad. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
nobody ever believed in him being like the guy
Right.
of anything. Just like you said, at most a skilled role player to a
Right.
certain extent, 3 and D. But nobody's technically saying go Bron. Like they just rooted for the idea. That's what I've been rooting for the last 4 or 5 years. The idea for this man to accomplish that with his son. But other than that, like I don't think there's many people out there actually believing. Like he'd even start or really get any minutes on USC. Like I don't see no reason for people to believe in him actually being successful. Like you already beat Jordan already because he made it to the league and you played with him at the exact same time. So you technically beat him in that comparison. So
Yeah, he's gonna be a regular old Chandler Parsons.
Chandler Parsons, don't do Chandler Parsons like that.
Man, Chandler Parsons was stealing money. One
Yeah,
of the
no, he
best robbers in NBA history.
True, but he has some moments now. Don't
he
do
did
Chandler
have some
like that.
spots.
He has
Yeah.
some decent hot spots.